his training camps were the stuff of legend. I mean, he would spar 100 rounds a week sometimes, which is just insane.
Yeah. So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock the world.
1000%.
Joe Rogan has reacted to Terence Crawford's intense training for the upcoming Canelo Alvarez fight. He praised Crawford's elite switch-hitting skills and adaptability, suggesting these abilities could help neutralize Canelo's raw power and vast experience, even with the size difference. However, Rogan also expressed concern that Crawford needs to be physically big enough to withstand Canelo's devastating punches, warning about the real danger of being overpowered in the ring.
Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's going to fight Canelo.
Oh, man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the shit he be talking.
Crawford? Yeah. Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying shit. That dude,
They tried to say that, like, Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful. He's so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like, you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch it up.
Rogan didn't mince words. He's firmly rooting for Crawford in the mega bout against Canelo Alvarez. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with Jim Lampley, when asked who he favors, Rogan replied without hesitation, Crawford. He later explained, "I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down." Rogan praised Crawford's slick footwork, adaptability, and strategic finesse, while still acknowledging the huge size and power advantage that Canelo brings to the fight.
I think is really interesting, the Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting. Fascinating.
Because how does Crawford compete with that size? Crawford is leapfrogging. He goes to super middleweight.
47 to 54 and now to 68.
And the Madrigal fight in 54 is a difficult fight.
Yeah. So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock
1000%.
I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was young. He uses strength and conditioning. There's very few fighters that just train using skill, just train skills. Like George St. Pierre did that for a certain period of his career.
I wonder if there's anybody left in boxing who trains just using the gym skills. There were a lot of them when I was first involved in the sport who would never have touched a weight.
Right.
You know, they subscribed totally to the notion that that was negative.
Right. And the worst case, I mean, they definitely did calisthenics, but that was it. It was just body weight exercises, you know, which brings us to Crawford, which I think is really interesting. The Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting. Fascinating.
Fascinating. Because how does Crawford compete with that size? And, you know, we have to recognize, okay, well, when Canelo fought Floyd, it was 152 pounds, right? So he had dropped down, which was a struggle for him, which is why Floyd was so brilliant in getting him to go down to 152, because he knew he would be drained.
52 or...
Rogan also warned that Crawford should not step into the ring with Canelo without extreme caution, citing the significant size and power difference. He declared that he will definitely be watching, calling it probably the biggest fight in boxing right now. In his podcast, Rogan even drifted into an unexpected discussion about cartel mule runners while breaking down the fight, blending serious boxing analysis with surprising cultural commentary.
When you look at the elite of the elite boxers, to a man, to every one of them, they're disciplined. Yeah. And they stay focused. I'm so excited to see this fight with Canelo Alvarez because I think the Saudi Arabians have so much money. They're throwing so much money at boxing. And the guy who's the head of boxing over there wants to make that fight happen. I think Terence Crawford, forget about the 3 weight classes. I think he could beat Canelo.
I think he can too.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford himself reflected on his 2023 victory over Errol Spence Jr., explaining how meticulous preparation was key. "Everything you see fight night, we drilled it time and time again," Crawford said, attributing his smooth in-ring execution to relentless repetition and training. He also addressed concerns about Canelo's size, noting, "He might be bigger than me, but big doesn't mean stronger."
Actually practicing it, that was something that when I had the cast on, I was like, man, I love the gym so much. I'm like, man, I'm not leaving the gym. Like, I'm going to practice with this left. And that's when I got the left stronger, because at first, when I go southpaw, it was only, my right. Then when my hand got messed up, just started working on the left, and it started getting stronger and stronger. And I started getting more accurate, because at first, just throw it just to be throwing it. And then, it just got to a point where my left was actually way stronger than.
Boxing trainer Teddy Atlas views the Canelo vs. Crawford fight as a classic size versus speed clash. Canelo brings raw power and home field advantages, while Crawford might hold the edge in agility and ring IQ. Atlas compared it to Manny Pacquiao's upset victory over Oscar de la Hoya, emphasizing Crawford's elite instincts, timing, and elusive movement. Despite Canelo's dominance in higher weight classes, Atlas believes Crawford is very, very special, capable of overcoming physical disadvantages through savvy tactics, versatility, and intangible qualities that could ultimately decide the outcome.
He's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class. Can he carry it? But those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
In training, Crawford has revealed a dramatic body transformation ahead of his super middleweight bout with Canelo Alvarez. Having previously fought at 154 pounds, Crawford has bulked up significantly, walking around at 185 pounds, with earlier footage even showing him near cruiserweight size. Despite the muscle gain, he has maintained a lean and defined physique, a testament to his disciplined training and conditioning. However, strength coach Rob Aosta remains skeptical, warning that the rapid weight jump from 154 to 168 pounds, and beyond, could hurt Crawford's speed and stamina when facing Canelo's elite-level power.
Size. Crawford coming in the ring, and Crawford doing everything he can to match Canelo's power, possibly size, and to, at a minimum, try to just maintain what speed he already possesses. Because, when you go up in weight, sometimes you compromise speed. So we know Crawford and his team are doing everything they can to, at a minimum, maintain his speed. But the question came up, okay, since Crawford is looking to come in the ring fast, powerful, we know he's already brilliant. Shit, what if Canelo comes in lighter? I'm like, lighter? Yeah. What happens if Canelo says, you know what, I'm not going to try to come and just outweigh him by 20 pounds on fight night, because I realize I'm in there with somebody who's very agile and who's probably going to be faster than me. And although I have timing, he has timing too. So I can't afford to be 2 or 3 steps behind Terence Crawford in my speed.
Boxing coach Greg Hackett believes that a knockout victory for Terence Crawford over Canelo Alvarez is unlikely in today's 12-round format. He argues that Canelo is far too durable to be taken out easily, and that Crawford doesn't possess the one-punch knockout power or the willingness to engage in a toe-to-toe slugfest. Instead, Hackett predicts a technical boxing masterclass from Bud rather than an explosive finish. In his view, only in the old 15-round era might Crawford have the stamina and opportunity to wear Canelo down for a KO. Meanwhile, tensions between the fighters continue to rise. Canelo recently quipped that Crawford would learn what happens when a good fighter jumps up to fight a great fighter. Crawford quickly shot back, so that means you're a good fighter and Dimitri Bivol is a great fighter, right? Every time you stepped up, you lost. The sharp retort was a clear reminder of Canelo's loss to Bivol, dripping with confidence and bravado.
How do you feel like he will do going against somebody like a Canelo at 168?
I think Bud, man, one thing I love about Bud, he willing to challenge himself. And when you willing to challenge yourself, you can surprise yourself. But that's a hell of a feeling. I think, to be honest, you don't want to sit there and brawl with Canelo, but at some point you're gonna have to fight him. You know what I'm saying? You can't let Canelo press you. You know what I'm saying? Because he great at that, and he a bully. He is a bully. But Bud, I believe, got bully tendencies too. You know what I'm saying? And he could be crafty. But I think if he approach it the way he approached Spence, then we get a way better fight than people think. Now, what I saw when he approached Spence was, I can't make a mistake. I can't let him do too much. I can't let him be a bully. I think if he go at Canelo the same way, then we get a great fight on our hands. Not that I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's gonna be that dominant, but I'm just saying I think we get a great fight on our hands.
Former two-division world champion Andre Ward offered a strong endorsement of Crawford in the upcoming showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Ward said, "I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against anybody right now," adding that Crawford is the type of fighter you can bet the house on. While acknowledging the danger of the significant weight jump, Ward insisted that someone will have to prove they can break Crawford's will, and he hasn't seen anyone do that yet.